The fact that all forms of dissent are quashed in China is well documented. One Chinese artist has used his body of work to criticize the Chinese government for its human rights violations. He is now in exile in Australia. And his solo exhibition, the first, all the way in Italy, is attracting the ire of Beijing. Take a look at our next report for more. This is the work of Chinese artist Badiucao. It is titled, "This is why they buy our baby formula." It forces visitors to remember and reflect on the tainted milk scandal of 2008 in China, wherein a chemical compound called melamine made its way into baby formula. The tainted milk sickened more than 300,000 babies and led to the deaths of several infants. The artist's work is critical of the Chinese government, to say the least. And now his first solo exhibition in Italy has angered Beijing. So much so that the Chinese embassy has requested to cancel it. Badiucao, an artist in exile, now lives in Australia and continues to attract attention to China's poor record in human rights. Through his provocative art, of course.
This artwork is a collection for all the masks that I used from day one to the last moment, that when my identity is actually compromised and the Chinese government starting to threaten me directly. So that work is really personal, but also I think that work is important because it recorded the history of the beginning of my art career, but also shows the difficulty for any ordinary Chinese people or artists who try to speak up. They have to be very careful. They have to hide themselves.
For several years, the artist remained anonymous. He feared for his life and that of his family. The city of Brescia in Italy is putting up a brave front in the face of Chinese pressure. The Chinese embassy has reminded the city's mayor of the importance of Italy-China ties. But the city is not bowing down. The exhibition's relevance resonates at a global level, with China's aggressive stance with its neighbors making headlines. Images of China's leader Xi Jinping are scattered across the wall. One shows him feeding a virus. The artist has also brought a torture chair from China, and soon he will sit in it and read out from the diary of a Wuhan resident. Remember, Wuhan is the city of origin of the coronavirus pandemic.
And anyone who tries to tell the truth or some story different from China's government's narrative, they'll be punished. So I made a public call on Twitter to the residents in Wuhan. I say, I'd like to share the burden and risk with you. If you trust me, you can send your information to me privately. Then I will use my own social media platform to broadcast your story to the world. So the diary is from one of the Wuhan residents that responds to my call, and that person constantly sending me an article every day in form of diary, so that we have today 100 days of record.
At a time when the Chinese Communist Party has passed a crucial resolution, all but cementing Xi's name in Chinese history, exhibitions like these become all the more relevant. While the artist is being referred to as the Chinese Banksy, he shrugs off the comparison for a very important reason.
If Banksy's identity got revealed, he is not or she is not going to be hunted by the UK National Security Police, which in my case is totally different. But also I'm really mad at Banksy because he never do any artwork that criticizes the Chinese government.
Bureau Report, WION World is One. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.